Okay, with CodeBlocks open, we want to come over here to File, New, Project, and we want to create an empty project. We're going to need to name our project, so I'm going to call this MSP430-test. Select Next. Apparently I already have one called that, so I'm just going to go ahead and override it. Under the compiler drop down, we're going to come down to the GNU GCC compiler for MSP430 and click Finish. Yep, I want to override it. Now these are the three warnings that I was talking about in my how-to. It's talking about the compiler, linker, and the compiler, debugger, and optimization flags for the compiler. It doesn't know how to take care of those, so we don't need to worry about that. We're going to take care of that ourselves. So now under Settings, Compiler, we're going to need to come up here to the selected compiler and select again the GNU GCC compiler for MSP430. Then once we have that open, Compiler Settings Options. This is where we set our compiler flags here. Linker Settings. Over here is where we have our linker flags settings. Then under Toolchain Executables, this is the default path that CodeBlocks is looking for when it's looking for the GNU GCC compiler for MSP430, which we set up prior to doing all this here, right? So it's going to have different settings here for the various linker and compiler options, but pretty much this is how you're going to want to set it up with the Energia toolchain, and trust me, this does work. Okay, so finally under the additional paths tab here, we're going to want to put in a path. You're going to want to add here a path to your include folder for your header files. Okay, so with that done and out of the way, we want to come up to Projects, Properties, Build Targets, and as you can see here under the output file name, this is our project name. It's going to compile the executable down to the project name here, but it has the extension of exe, so we want to change that to .elf. Then down under here where it says auto generate file name extension with a checkbox ticked here, we want to uncheck that and select OK. So at this point, if you don't already have files that you want included into your project, you're going to want to come up to here under New, and then Add Files. Okay, empty file, or your header, or C++, or just C files here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add files, and I already have my directory in my clipboard here, and you can see I've done this already. So I'm going to add my main C++ file to the project there and open that up. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to add a header file. Which is just my very simple serial out test project here. Okay. So basically, just for safety, I'm going to save all there, and then I'm going to come up to Build. Oh, and apparently last time I tested this I didn't clean it, so let's go ahead and clean that project. Try that again, build. And as you can see, my build is successful here. So that with the test done, let me go ahead and just, clear contents. And what we have next is we want to come up here to File, Save Project as Template. Enter a title for the template name. It's going to auto-generate this for you, and I'm probably going to get a couple of errors or warnings here because I've already created this user template. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to call it MSP430-test1. Okay, so with that done, I'm going to come up to File, and see, I'm just going to close the workspace there. Right? So now we have our template created. We can come up to File, New, Project, User Template, and you can see I have all these various here. This is just my base MSP430 template, and here I have the ones for the specific for the Launchpad, the 2553. Previous test that I did in a previous video, which I didn't like. And here's the test one. So go ahead and click Go. It's going to ask you for a location where you want to create this project, which, let's see here, let's go to D. Down to Projects. We need to select that. Make new folder. We're going to call this MSP430-test1. Select that. Click OK. OK. And we are pretty close to being done. Now just a quick test. We can come back up here to build. Let's see. Clean that. Then build. And as you can see, we are still successful. So with that done, I guess that is it. Y'all take it easy, and I'll talk to y'all later.